As we do on Thursdays, we talk to Alamogordo High School head football coach Dale Hooper. Coach, how you doing today?
Life is pretty good. We're excited about tomorrow.
Yeah, first home game, military appreciation night. I was talking with you and Mr. Perry yesterday, and I got to say I really like what Mr. Perry has done with the way he's been putting together these kind of nights where whether it's police officers, first responders, military, it just adds something a little special to it, doesn't it?
We're very blessed to have Mr. Perry here in Alamogordo for an athletic director, and what he does, no other schools are doing this. I don't see it anywhere, and nothing like what Mr. Perry does here. And he wants to make sure not just the game, but everything about it that's the place to be on a Friday night in this town. And what a great job he does. I can't say enough. It's obviously this is, we love our military. That's all I could say. And all our vets in our military, we love you, and we thank you for everything you've done and are doing. And so it's pretty special. And we just got our flag in. We got a flag, just got in the mail from today. That was in Afghanistan.
Wow. Okay.
So that will be the one going on the field tomorrow. We'll decide. And actually, I probably won't decide that. I'll let other people decide that one. Who carries the flag out and storms the field tomorrow and before the game. And I don't know. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'd say it should be a fun game tomorrow night. Before we get too much into tomorrow night, we'll look back at last week a little bit. 35-0. It was a solid victory for you guys, but I imagine a lot of teachable moments, things to work on coming out of game one, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We dominated, I guess you could say, but we definitely had a lot of improvement. For winning the game, we didn't feel like we took care of our business in every aspect of the game. We did have a lot of penalties. Some I think were there and some were not, and we'll just leave it as that. But even with that, we got to make sure we clean up all our everything. We got to play clean football. No offsides, no just stupid penalties. We got to clean that up, and then just assignments too. There were some times there were some assignments blown, and Kyle had to tuck the ball and run, and we got to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. Defensively, I don't know. I thought our defense, they pursued well. They got after it. I could tell you that right now, and they're chomping at the bit right now. I can tell you that for this week. So,
well, there were a couple of guys that I thought stood out to me. I thought Rhett Munoz had a great game for you last week. I thought Chris Moore had a great game for you in that linebacker spot. Yep. And the one that stood out to me, just because he's playing a position where it just doesn't look like he should be there, is John Treat.
Oh, man. He's the highest scoring kid on our defense, John Treat. And how many times have I bragged about that?
You have.
And he will not probably go up there and just decleat anybody. He's not going to do that. Now, he squats 400 pounds. He's a man at that position, but he's a yes, sir, no, sir. You never hear him complain about anything. He is tough, and he's going to give you everything. You tell him to run through that wall, he's going to run through that wall for you. If you had a whole team of kids like that, it's amazing to watch him. And we got after him Friday night. Boy,
yeah, he's 150, 155
just covering
pounds.
The field everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're... it's our defense right now. They got a little bit of chip on their shoulder right now. Everyone, they're excited about this week.
Yeah,
So.
I guarantee. If anything, we knew with Omari coming in that it was going to be a little bit of extra motivation. And I mentioned earlier in the show that Omari's been on social media a little bit.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. But that's and like I said, it can be all in fun. But if it's extra motivation for the defense, as coaches, you'll take that.
Oh, it is. And then I guess he'd started that down there, and then I got on our kids because and of course our kids got on right away and deleted anything on that social media stuff because. The bottom line is I tell our kids we just need to be humble what we do, and we just need to do it right. And I don't know. Well, I'm really excited. And people, all our Tiger fans out there, we definitely need your support tomorrow night. We're facing definitely one of the top teams. Los Lunas is the real deal. There's no question about it. They're pretty darn solid, and they returned most of their team from last year. And, of course, they have one of the top running backs in the country. And our defense is really looking forward to having that challenge. And, we've shut them down 2 years in a row. We had 76 yards, I think, last year, or 84 yards, something like that. Not very many. And then we had 54, I think, the year before. And so his sophomore year. And but on that same token, too, he's an athlete right now. He got in that Nike the Elite Combine thing with that thing, same thing Kyle went and did. And he really, he did well on that. And I think his confidence is pretty high right now. And that's a good challenge for our boys.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. I do want to touch on the offense real quick. I thought Kyle, I think he started 9 for 9, 10 of 10, something like that. Had some, but I think what hurt you guys was the fact that there were so many penalties. It was hard to get into a rhythm.
Thank you. It was. We could never get a rhythm going because every time we start moving, boom, penalty. And so I got to a point where I'm thinking, well, man, I just got to hit the home run shots right now. We either got to bust it up the field and run and gone, or we got to do something long. I mean, because it was getting to a point where we could never get a rhythm going. And because it seemed like it's a penalty on every other play. It was, I don't know. It was hard. Let's just say that. Hopefully this Friday night won't be that way. But I thought Kyle looked pretty good. When he ran the ball well, he was begging to run the ball, so I went ahead and let him run a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna let him run a lot this game, but I might. I don't know. We're gonna.
How'd you like that move on the sideline?
I don't know how.
When you watch that on the tape, because it was one of those things I'm watching that it was Kyle's deceptively fast, but when you watch him, he's not super quick. But it was a great, really agile move that he made, right?
He is, and I think people probably don't give him enough credit. He can run a little bit, and I think more than that, he's quick. He's like side to side quick, and so he makes a lot of people miss that way. And the only thing I got on him about, there's a couple times he was fighting for an extra yard, and I got on him. I'm like, son, how stupid is that? And he apologized when we're watching film. I didn't have to tell him. He apologized right to his team. He said, guys, I'm sorry for being selfish right there. And the kids were looking like, what? And I was all, you can explain why? I said, you got the first down already, and you're fighting for an extra yard and taking 2 or 3 extra hits. How selfish is that? I said, Kyle, just get down. I said, we'll get that yard back, but at least we have you back for the next play. No need in fighting, trying to drag a kid with your leg and taking 3 extra hits. It's just uncalled for. So
it's tough for a football player because they want to fight hard for every little bit.
It is, and I think it's more the position too. Kyle, he's just got to be smarter in that. It's almost like any level, I guess, college or the boy coaches will be ripping them. It's just the way it is because that quarterback spot, it takes a lot of reps to be efficient at it, and I think we'd be okay. Alex is pretty good too, and he could do a lot of special things, and I rep him a lot during the week, because it's just him and Kyle repping that, and so Alex does get a lot of reps, so we'd be okay there. But it takes a huge weapon off that slot, and Kyle,
I thought the best rhythm you got on offense was with Jalen running the football. When you guys were able to rip those 5, 10 yards. Huh? Oh yeah, super fast and good power with him as well.
He ran the ball really well. I'm really proud of him. I feel pretty confident with him when it was 3rd and 10, and I said, well, let's go ahead and get a first down. I'd give him the ball, we'd get the first down, and then we'd go back to practicing other stuff, and then. So, you'd practice whatever things we needed to work on for first, second down. Then we'd come back, 3rd down, get the first down. Then we'd go back to practicing first and second. And, he was pretty special.
Yeah. Alex could have probably had 200 yards receiving if it wasn't for some of the penalties.
Yeah, I think so, too. I know so. You're right. He had a lot of them. Yeah, it hurt us a little bit. I think we probably could have went vertical probably the whole game, actually. But, I think the bottom line is and I tell our kids this all the time, man, it's how we finish. It's not how we start. Obviously, we want to win every game. That's our goal. We're going to try. We are coming out to fight every game. And make no mistake about it. That's what we're doing. But more importantly than even that is how we finish. If we can every game we can get better from until we get to that final game. That's what matters because that's what we got to do. We got to finish. And. Would it be great to have a perfect season and undefeated all the way through? Yeah, it would be great, But Artesia won it last year. They didn't have a perfect season, and that's the bottom line. And we've got to get better every game, and that's what our goal is every game. And so we're looking forward to this challenge this Friday. I can tell you that.
How did your newer wide receivers? You had Shamar, who of course had a touchdown reception. Hayes and Alex, and you sprinkled in some other guys as the game went on. What did you like? What your newer wide receivers did? Maybe some things they got to work on.
How about Shamar? His very first varsity catch was a touchdown. He dropped one early, getting kind of nervous. It's his first varsity game. He dropped one. He felt bad. He's like, "Oh, coach," and I said, "Don't worry." And Kyle come off the sideline. He says, "I'm going to come right back to you." And so I think it was like 2 plays later, I called it again, And this time he was not going to mess around. He didn't catch you out in front like he's supposed to, but because he was cupping it all the way into his belly, he was making sure he caught it. But he caught it and was gone. His first catch says in the varsity game, touchdown on a little bitty hitch route, and he showed how much ability that young man has. And boy, he has a lot of potential. And then of course we were missing one. Let me think about.
Yeah, we had Hayes and Alex in there.
And then we had Alex. We had Alex Alton, which obviously I try not to play Alex Alton on both ways. I do. It's just he had to because we were missing a couple receivers. And this week Alex he knows the position, so he'll be there. But I'm going to try not to play him both ways. A lot of our kids right now going in this game, there might be one kid that go both ways some of the time. And we'll see. We got to stay injury free. Kind of worried right now. Half our team's sick. Yeah, that scares the tar out of me. I'll be honest. Our team sounds like they're hacking up lungs every day. So that kind of stuff. But it's that time of year, Yeah. So I'm thinking, well, maybe we're getting it done now instead of
that would be okay with you, right? Yeah.
Last year it was like right when we were hitting districts. It's like, are you kidding me, man? This kid's gone. This kid's gone. So anyway, kids are hopefully taking a lot of fluid right now. I know I've been preaching to them a lot on it. So.
I know you guys had the injury bug a little bit last week. Are you getting guys?
Yeah,
we
do. We got a couple kids back, and you'll see them Friday night, and we're excited about that. And I think a couple of them they're not going to heal. They're not. It's just they're going to have to either play, and because the doctors they're like it's the only thing that's going to kill that is rest, and they're like it ain't going to get worse. So we have some kids that they're seniors. They're like I ain't going to sit down, so they're going to play ball, and I'm excited to watch them. I think it'll be a little bit more of a motivation. Every time it hurts a little bit, boy, they might step it up. We got some men playing for us. I'm proud of them. It just them deep bruises and stuff. It just takes forever for those kind of things to heal. And so anyway, we will get some of them kids back. I'm excited about that. And it's gonna be a fun week. It's gonna be and I hope everyone comes out on Friday. And we're expecting a great crowd. And it starts at the tailgating. It starts early, and looking forward to it.
Well, and hopefully people realize how this is a very good Los Lunas team. And I want to start on the defensive side. What do you guys? They're going to spread you out. Spread offense with Samuel, or do they run kind of more of power? Or
they get after it. It's almost like they got a lot of Southern influence in that squad. That's for sure. They're running some of the favorite run plays at this school, Alamo. We watched Alamo before I got here. That's kind of stuff they're doing.
Okay.
They really are. They're which obviously I would too. My gosh, if you have a running back like that, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he's the feature. And so they're doing a good job on that. And so we'll see what happens, but they'll come after you. They do spread it out, but they're an option team. If you had to say what they are, they're an option team. With adequate, they're an option and the veer team. They run them both. They'll run them outside, inside, and their quarterback is fast. Boy, he can run. I tell you, he's the underrated kid on their team. That kid can play. They got that. They had them.
He's just a sophomore too, I think.
Yeah, and they had them two linebackers that are pretty salty, and of course the one D1 kid that's already committed, and then they got Omari, and they got a pretty good little squad. But that quarterback I'm telling you, he's underrated. That kid can move. I'm impressed as heck. He can fly, but he comes from his family. He comes from a good family, and he's a pretty good athlete. So,
but I'm sure you and Coach Q feel like if the defense plays up to its possibilities and what they can do, that you can maybe you can't stop Omari, but you can certainly slow him down.
That's our goal. Come on, we're going to be realistic. We're probably not going to sit there and say, "Oh, we're going to shut him down." We didn't even shut him down last year. He still had 80 yards and stuff on us, but last year we kept the ball away from him. I don't know if you guys really paid too much attention or people know us, but I kept the ball out of his hands. That's for sure. We made a lot of long drives. We had a couple big plays. We had 2 touchdowns that were long, but otherwise we drove the field, and we kept that ball out of his hands. And we'll see. We'll see how we go this week. I don't know. It's hard for me to slow down, so I don't know if I'll slow down or not. I'll make that decision come game time, and honestly, I'll make that decision on how I feel too, on how our kids are feeling. And I know our kids love to play fast.
And we talked about the rhythm, how important rhythm is in that offense, right?
They beg me there, Coach, just fast. And I'm like, okay, as soon as that ball's down, but we're rolling, they love it. That's their favorite tempo is fast. So
what do you guys feel like you can do? Do you feel like you can have the same kind of success offensively, run the football and pass?
I think we'll be able to mix it up. I think their run defense is pretty solid. Their pass defense, they come after you. Coach Harmeal, who's been a long time coach here, he's their defensive coordinator over there, and he's done a great job this year. Boy, that defense looks like the real deal. They look good. I know they gave up some points to Aztec, but not their starters. Their starters looked pretty salty, and I think they're having a hard time getting a first down period, and so we're expecting the same thing. They're going to come after us, and we'll see what kind of defense he runs. A few defensive fronts. We practice them all. It's not something we're not going to be prepared for. We practice it all. We even practice the 50 front. He's not a 50 guy, but we make sure we're prepared for it. So.
One nice thing as well, you guys get 3 home games in a row. That's got to be a nice thing for you guys as well that you're going to get this week. Obviously, homecoming's next week, and then the following week, St. Pius is going to come into town. But an opportunity to kind of defend the home field, and these are huge games. I mean, the Los Lunas game and the St. Pius game as well. Those are teams that are going to be in the playoffs coming into the season.
Absolutely,
right?
it is, and this is a seeding game. That's what I tell our kids, guys. I said this isn't what's going to win our state championship. This ain't going to get us into playoffs. I said, but. This gives us a seeding. It absolutely does, because our Los Lunas is. I'm telling you, I watched them on film. They're the real deal. There's no question about it. People think, oh yeah, no, I'd put them right there with Artesia. They're pretty darn good. They're good, and I think they have us. They have us. They have Artesia 1, us 2, them 3. Right now, it's pretty tough. You think about it though. Pius won by 40 some points. Goddard 50.
61-7 over Capital.
Roswell, same thing. Artesia beat Carlsbad there. I mean, our schedule, we're stacked right now. We don't have no slouches. And but Valley lost, but I think they lost to Monzano. I think I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that one.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But
I think
they
Monzano
lost.
Might be a Trisco.
It wasn't a Trisco. Trisco got annihilated. I think it was Monzano. But I'm.
Yeah.
Anyway, they lost. I just remember they lost to a good team, and I'm like, that ain't. They ain't no judge on Valley. So we'll see what Valley has. I'll get film on them Saturday. I haven't seen anything on Valley. One game at a time for me right now, and that's been all Los Lunas. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think something else. I mean, that's and you see what, and obviously looking forward. You don't want to look too much forward to district, but the district team struggled in week 1.
Right. How did Santee? Did you see Santee's score? I couldn't find it.
I think it was 4. They lost 41-0 to.
Oh, did they lose? Or
yeah.
I thought they won.
No. I'm pretty sure they lost, but I'd have to double check.
Yeah, that's the one score I couldn't find. I and every time I went to look, I forgot to look for Santee. So. Yeah.
But these games in the non-district, are so crucial for you guys because you guys aren't in the toughest district in the state. I mean, there's some good teams in there, but you'd play maybe one of the toughest non-district schedules. So.
Oh, absolutely, we do. The people are trying to say, oh, that Los Lunas said, oh, they're out of their mind. I think the only 5A school, in my opinion, that I could say probably has a tougher schedule than us, and that'd be Artesia.
Yeah.
They got Cleveland. They got some big boys on their schedule, and I think they still have Cruces. They have us. They have. But they got Valencia in 2 weeks, but anyway,
and Goddard and Artesia,
and then they have their district. Artesia's got a pretty brutal schedule too, and so, but our schedule's pretty stacked, that's for sure, and it's what we want though. The good thing about it is when we hit the playoffs, we're going to know exactly what these kids can do, what they can't do. As a coaching staff, we know what we can do and we can't do going in these games. And God forbid, if we lose a game, we know what we got to do to fix our problems so we don't do that in the playoffs. And that's huge.
Yeah, and I mean that's something I think we're all looking at this point is the fact that this is a team that anything less than a playoff team. And I mean, you guys would probably be disappointed if you didn't get a first round bye. In all honesty,
oh, absolutely, no, we're going for first round bye. There's no question about that. It's yes.
I mean, we don't want to think. I mean, we're going into game 2. You don't want to think too far ahead. I know you guys aren't thinking too far ahead. No. It's what's right in front of you. But you have those overarching goals, and there's nothing wrong with having that going into a season.
That's right. No, that's our goals, and it ain't going to change. I mean, every year we're playing for that. Absolutely.
How's the week of practice gone so far?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a great week of practice. Yesterday, just last 2 days have been a great week of practice. That's all I could say. We had a good Monday for a Monday practice. We do a lot of study on Monday. Monday's a hard study day for us, and the kids came out prepared. And Tuesday was probably one of the best practices I've had since I've been around here. I mean, it was just beautiful practice, and yesterday was another great practice. And dang sure, defense was. It looked pretty. It was good. It was good practice.
You feel like you can see the motivation in them heading.
Oh, I do. They know what a big game we have this week. I think the biggest thing is we got. pray that these kids get over this little sickness we got right now. So we got a lot of kids coughing up lungs right now. So we're praying for that.
And I think what you said going into week 1, and it's a very true thing. I mean, everybody's going to look at you guys as an opportunity. I mean, it's an opportunity to knock off one of the top teams in the state in their classification. Yep. And every team you face, and with the exception maybe Artesia, because they're probably on even footing with you or number 1, whichever. Everybody's going to look at it like that.
That's right. You're 100% right. And so we'll see what happens tomorrow night. I'm excited. I wish I could tell you a lot more about what we're gaming and what we're planning, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to get after them.
Yeah, we want it to be a surprise for Los Lunas, and it'll be a surprise for the fans as well. Get out there and support these guys. First game of the year. And reminder, there's only 5 regular season home games. We're hoping, obviously, there's going to be some playoff home games come the end of the season, but we're guaranteed 5. Military Appreciation Night. Please come out. If you're active duty military, wear your uniform, bring your ID card. You get in for free. So it's a cool thing. And as I said, come out, enjoy the food, all the good stuff that's going to be going on tomorrow night. And just everybody come enjoy yourself. Even if you don't have, I always say it, this is about community, everybody getting together. I know a lot of folks show up because they've got a kid in the band or a cheerleader or a football player. If you don't have anybody involved in programs, please still come out and support these kids. Still come out and support
them. These kids have been working their tails off 4 years for Alamo High. 4 years, and most of these kids have been starting for 3. Yeah. And so come out and support them, and it's going to be fun to watch.
They'll appreciate it, guaranteed. Yeah. Coach, appreciate your time.
Thank you a bunch.